We had just finished earlier this morning that when the breath is restrained, the mind is restrained. When the breath is not restrained, then the mind goes back to its nature. That's all and well, for we are students of Vedanta. We don't want temporary peace. We don't want temporary cessation of those thoughts. We want truth. Just give me some truth. Has anyone heard that song before? There's a fantastic song by John Lennon called Give Me Some Truth. And I was thinking about it this morning. So Pearl Jam does a wonderful cover of it too. And so I was listening to it on YouTube, and I would highly advocate everyone else to do the same. They have this, and it's a great song, and it's talking about how they don't want less for their country. They want the best for their country. And they have all of these clips, various pictures of Pearl Jam as a band. And it made me realize why I'm so devoted to them. It's because they're so normal. They're just a group of guys that play music and are trying to be better and change and make change. But they're so normal. And so if you get a chance, just type in Give Me Some Truth, Pearl Jam, and listen to the song and look at the pictures. And that should be a source of inspiration about how normalcy, we can make change. Change is needed, and we can do it. So how are we going to gain this permanent peace, this permanent control of the mind? That's in Shloka 13. Laya vinashane, laya vinashane, ubhayarodhane. Laya vinashane, ubhayarodhane. Laya gatam punar bhavati nomratam. Laya gatam punar bhavati nomratam. Laya vinashane, ubhayarodhane. Laya gatam punar bhavati nomratam. Ramana Maharshi says here is Laya and Vinasha, absorption and destruction, Ubhaya Rodhane, both of them happen through restraint. Both absorption and destruction, both are achieved through restraint. Fine. So what is the difference? Laya gatam punar. Punaha punaha. When a mind is absorbed, it comes back again and again. But no mritam, naha mritam, not the mind that is destroyed. Bhavati, it does not come back. The mind that's absorbed does come back again and again, but the mind that is destroyed does not come back again. Once it is destroyed, it is destroyed. We restrain the mind by not focusing on the objects, beings, or situations. We focus it on the breath. Remember? 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. So my mind is on my breath, which means I'm not focusing on the watch, or my car, or someone else, or some situation. It's focused on the breath. But when I stop focusing on my breath, where does my mind go then? It goes back to thinking about objects, beings, and situations. So the absorbed mind comes back. But that mind that is restrained by the mind dies then. It's destroyed. The difference is like when we go to sleep. When you and I go to sleep, like many of you just did, then you come back. But when you're dead, you don't come back. That is the difference between an absorbed mind and a destroyed mind. But now as I'm sharing this, we're all thinking, why in the world would we want our mind destroyed? Why wouldn't we want our mind to come back? Is this what we should be striving for? Is this appealing? We begin to question Vedanta. We begin to question Ramana Maharshi. We certainly begin to question what I'm talking about. Is this truly what we want? Our minds have two facets to it. There is an objective facet and there's a subjective facet. What do these facets do? The objective aspect of our mind recognizes, remembers, understands. So the objective aspect knows this is a microphone, knows how to use the microphone, knows that this is fueled by electricity, and so on and so forth. The objective mind is also known as the transactional mind. Boys, girls, long hair, short hair, food goes in the mouth, hot outside, hands go under the tap. Everything that's transactional, the mind, the objective mind, is involved. Now the other facet of our mind is the subjective mind. That is the mind that engages in expectations, in likes and dislikes, in desires. The subjective mind says, this microphone sucks. I don't want this microphone, I want to use another microphone. They should do a better job with this sound system. That's the subjective mind. We have two facets to our mind. When Ramana Maharshi says that the mind dies, the subjective mind dies. The likes and dislikes, those desires, those expectations, we talked about fear and expectations, all of that dies away. But the transactional mind still remains. Please let us understand that, because even in this camp right now, I've had many people ask me, how does the realized master act? And as I mentioned, this is one of the most frequently asked questions about what happens to a person when they achieve enlightenment. A spiritual person doesn't do different things. They just do things differently because they see the world differently. Again, I revert to the Matrix. At the end of the movie, part 1, the agents are standing at one end of the hallway, Neo's standing at another end. They shoot the bullets, Neo puts his hands up, and the bullets fall down. And when he looks at the agents, what does he see? He just sees that code falling down. Everything is code. The agents, the walls, the floor, his hands, the bullets, everything is code. I'm just trying to convey pictorially how a master would see the world. They would just see that essence. See, Neo saw the agents. He saw the bullets. But he knows it's all just code. Swami Chimananda knows who Varun is and who Anjal is. He knows that they have to go their own ways. He knows that girls' bathroom, boys' bathroom. He knows that food is required to eat, to sustain oneself. Water is required to, keep one alive. But it's not, I like Varun more and I like Anjal less. It's not, I expect people to respect me. That subjective mind is not there. This word Vairagya. So yesterday Varun had said, half the team is Vairagya and half the team is Vivekji. Vairagya comes from the word Viragaha. Ragaha means like. It means color. Just like Rang. Whenever we think of Rang, we think of red. And that's why Rajas is associated with red, attachment. So you and I have red lenses on right now. And so everything we see in the world tends to be red. And a Vairagi, or a Viragaha, a Virakta Purushaha, removes that lens and sees the world as it is. You and I see this watch. That watch is going to give me happiness because I have my lens on. But when I remove that lens, I see the watch as it is. It has a functional value. It tells the time, it's made out of metal. That's it. But it has the same existence as this microphone, as my hand. In Gita, there's a very powerful shloka where Lord Krishna tells Prince Arjuna, the man of wisdom sees the clod of earth, the stone, and a piece of gold as all the same existence, but he understands that they have different utility value. You can't go to Taco Bell and give a clod of earth and say, give me a volcano, soft taco, or a hard taco. But if you give a piece of gold, probably you can get anything you want there. You can buy the whole store for a piece of gold. They have different functional values, but they're both just existence. Girls, boys, rich people, poor people, tall people, short people, fat people, skinny people, educated people, uneducated people. These are all names and forms that we're describing. But that life principle is uniform. This goes away upon controlling the mind. Imagine the peace that one would derive if that subjective mind was dead. When everyone was in Mona right now, those thoughts were of the future, those thoughts were of the past, those thoughts were of fears and expectations and wants. Imagine the quietude of all of that going away.